All right, so we're here with Lucas Wallin in the paddock. It's 8 o'clock at night. Who's this?
That's Maycarp.
Maycarp. And that's Mazzarati.
Yeah.
The girls get turned out at night, and that's just kind of their life, right?
Yeah, every night except the night before races. Then they have to stay inside.
They much prefer being outside and especially nice weather out, right?
Yeah, exactly. Of course, if it's raining or a very windy or storm or something, then we keep them inside. But most of the horses prefer to be outside, but especially these two horses.
And we got a beautiful paddock like this and a beautiful farm, so why not take advantage of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And all the other horses, they get turned out every day, but this two wants to be outside more than the others.
They want to be outside. So since it's 8 o'clock, day's over, I brought some brewskis.
Perfect.
So this
beer
is
time.
Yeah, this is the official Trotter's Gold. It's the official beer of the Hambletonian. I thought the wife was going to be here, but maybe this is for the horses, so we brought a third one.
That's good.
This is the official Trotter's Gold. Here's your commercial. You want beer? Is she of age to drink beer? We'll maybe see if she likes a sip or two. So this is Ghost House Brewing Company. Trotter's Gold. It's only on sale at the Hambletonian, at Meadowlands. So yeah, let's cheers. Let's pop it open.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
Oh shit. No, we're joking.
Good.
Not too bad. Now I'm not a beer drinker. I'm from Tennessee now, so I drink bourbon. But would you say this is pretty good?
Yeah.
And
sure.
you know what? Whether it's good or not, it's a collector's can.
Yeah.
You know, open it, drink it, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And you know, support the girls, Ramona Hill, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
good.
So real cheers. How about that time?
Real cheers.
All right.
Good.
So not so bad.
Nope.
That's pretty good. So let's talk about the Hambletonian and the Oaks. Now, you've only been training a couple years, and no Hambletonian starters yet, right?
No.
You've just been focusing on the fillies? Is that kind of your goal?
No, not really.
I just want Oaks horses, right?
Yeah, exactly. This is actually I had
You've had a couple of years.
Yeah.
And you want to just start from the beginning? You've progressively gotten better.
Yeah.
Right? So first year was 2018 you had an Oaks?
Yeah.
Elim starter. You didn't make the final. Right?
No.
No,
that's right.
So that always was a learning experience, right? So what did you learn from that experience? You kind of made it to the show, but didn't exactly get in the show.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it's tough in all races, and especially the big ones. But the most important is you gotta have the horses with you.
Right.
The right horses.
So the following year you had Princess Deo and
Queen
of Tricks.
Yeah.
And you made the final.
Yeah, with both.
But you didn't exactly get a good post.
No.
You got post 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So, but one of them, I think they finished 5th and 6th, right?
Yeah, correct.
So you must have been, listen, you finished 5th and 6th, but that's probably the only time you finished 5th and 6th and you were probably happy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. We both fillies raced really, really good in the elimination, and I went into the elimination and thought we would have a chance to get a check with both, but from that post, it's kind of tough. Yeah,
it's tough.
So we were happy. Both of them raced really good, and so we were happy, and another good experience for us.
Was there something specific you pulled away from that race? Like, I'm inching closer now. In all sports, sometimes you see guys or trainers that you're idolizing, and then you're in against them.
Yeah.
And you still a little starstruck, and then you start competing with them, and then all of a sudden you're not scared of them anymore, and then all of a sudden you start beating them. So is that probably where you're at? You're starting to you feel comfortable around some of these top trainers, and you're like, I could beat them.
Yeah, absolutely. a lot of the trainers have a lot more experience than me. But you know, I'm young and I'm hungry on success, and we work very hard for it. And so you know, if we get the right horses, I'm sure we can compete with the rest of the
And
trainers.
now, fast forward to this year. So, well, actually last year, Mazzarati, Breeders' Crown elim winner,
Yeah,
right? So that's another step
yeah.
in the right direction.
And actually Jim Doherty winner too, elimination.
She won the Jim Doherty lane.
Yeah.
Okay, so she was good early.
Yeah.
And now not many, the sister race to the Peter Houghton, pop quiz. Do you
Yep.
know how many Peter Houghton winners have went on to win the Hambletonian?
No.
Take a guess. There's been about 30 editions of it, I want to say.
So I would say 8.
Two.
2. Wow.
And they were probably the best, like Donato Hanover and Muscle Hill.
Yeah.
So think about that
Yeah,
stat.
that's,
Now I didn't look at the Doherty, which also used to be I think the Mary Annabelle before it was renamed the Doherty.
Exactly.
So I don't know how that translates. Usually fillies are good a lot earlier.
Yeah.
And they hold their maturity.
2. That's
2, right?
Yeah.
So Maserati, fantastic year for you last year. And was that your first real solid top level elite 2-year-old?
yeah. I would say yeah.
So how was the winter? Were you nervous? Were you stressing every little detail about her, or?
No, not really. She's very easy on herself, and have always been very, very sound.
So that makes it easy on you.
Yeah.
When it's easy on her,
Yeah.
it's easy on you. So you
Yeah.
didn't have to stress about it because you would know, hey, if something was really wrong, she'd know. We
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
It's
for
not-
sure,
yeah,
for
'cause,
sure.
You know, some fillies, they tie up, they have issues. Horses don't come back from 2 to 3, but not her. She's
No.
been solid all the way through.
Yeah, absolutely. She's been very, very good training.
And good, solid. I don't know where she finished, but she was right there on the wire in the Del Miller.
Yeah, she raced actually. I think one of her best races. She, we had little problems for her to close good. She comes home 28, 27, so on. But in the Del Miller, that was probably the first time she really closed. And come home 26 and 4 or something. And if she was sitting a little bit closer, she would. I don't know where she would finish, but she would have been closer too,
But
So
the
that's
Del
okay.
Miller, the Stanley Dancer, those races are, they're lucrative stakes. They're good for good money, but they're also kind of the landing pad for the Oaks and the Hambo.
Yeah.
So you want to see it's not necessarily they got to go all out, which we saw this week in the Dancer. But the
Yeah.
Del Miller, it's like a lot of horses made steps in the right direction, including her.
Yeah, absolutely. So we go into the Oaks elimination happy with her.
Happy.
Yeah, very happy.
And your other horse, May Carp, she's been fantastic as well.
Yeah.
She's another closer and was super in the Del Miller. I think she just had no room. You drove her and you just had no room.
Yeah, no, right. And same there, she been racing good last year and this year, and maybe haven't really had a chance to go with the best ones. But in the Del Miller, we did a couple of changes, and she really showed that with the right trip, she can go with them.
Were they equipment changes or training changes or just a little here and there, minor
Yeah.
adjustments?
Yeah, a little here and there, the routine here at home, and with the training and everything, and then with the equipment and so on. So little here and there.
Are you the type of trainer that likes to kind of fidget with equipment or their training schedule, or kind of once you see how it works, like if she was winning, would you still be trying to make changes to make her even better? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. I like to change and see what works and not, and that's where I think you can you get better when you try new things, and don't sit back and say, oh, now we're good. So I like to try new things.
Hey, how do things get changed? They get broken, right? You break boundaries, and the only way to break a boundary is to push that boundary.
For sure.
And listen, I'm sure you don't want to push the boundary in the Oaks, but how many times trainers pull shoes? They never pulled shoes before, and they're doing it in the biggest race.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's when you need to make the biggest change.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where if it's same with everything. If you do it all the time, they get used to it, and they don't get that last second. You know, same with the pop outs. My opinion, you know, if you use pop outs every single race, it's they get immune.
They get used to it.
Yeah, they get used to it. So
I mean, we were joking, like, you turn these horses out every night, and how many horses? It's one of the things we love to shoot and film is horses getting turned out in the paddock, because they all run, they go crazy. But these ladies, I mean, they've been out here 10 minutes. They've already been used to it. It's like, all right, we know the paddock time. We're good.
Yeah, so they can go walk around here and eat a little bit of grass and have a good time.
Yeah,
so they know it.
Moving forward, like, how many horses do we have in the barn?
We have 23 here.
23. Is there a plan to expand, or are you pretty happy with this number?
I'm very, very happy with this number. Around 25 to 30 horses is perfect, and I have an eye on all horses, and I have time for everyone. And
yeah, I mean, we fed tonight, and you're here turning horses out, so
Yeah.
you're doing, you have a close eye, which is nice. I mean, there's a certain number, whatever it is, that it's just really hard. You have to really have great help.
Yeah.
And obviously these top stables do.
Yeah.
But it's really hard when you want to like do and be as hands-on as you can, and you can only do so much, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you know, I like the routine work too. You know, come to the barn and clean a couple stalls and jog and train, and then groom a couple of horses in the afternoon. And we go over a lot of horses, flex them, and so on. And so 25, 30 horses, and then of course the quality can always be better. But I'm very, very happy with the amount of horses.
And how's your like yearling kind of attitude as far as, do you look at certain horses, certain families, or do you have any pacers? Do you like colts better, or is it just one of those things like you kind of take what the sales and owners and homebreds give you?
No, I try to look at all trotters. We don't have any pacers, and I want to focus on the trotters.
Pacers are real easy to train.
Yeah.
4 aluminums,
and then go.
tighten the hobbles, 2 head poles.
Yeah, 2 head poles.
And a tail tie, most likely.
And shadow roll.
Yeah, shadow roll,
Yeah.
and just go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because I want to have 25, 30 horses, I say, then, I rather have another trotter than a pacer.
Okay.
If I have 50 horses, I probably could
have pacers.
Yeah, also. But now when I don't have too many horses, I rather have another trotter there. So I try to look at all yearlings and pedigree and how they stand and video and everything.
What's your most, as a trainer, what's your most satisfying type of horse to train? It doesn't necessarily have to be a top horse. I'm just saying, what's your most satisfying? Do you like horses that are a little bit more difficult and you get them on the right path? Do you like the top horses? Do you like winning rate? Like, how do you like seeing growth? Maybe a horse that hits his shins or something like that, and you're trying to figure out, well, I just got him to stay trotting.
Yeah, who doesn't like to win races? But no, exactly. That's probably the most satisfying. If you buy a yearling and training up, and then baby racing, and then bring him to a stake race, and you get a win there. That's very satisfying. And also, if you get a horse from another that's been struggling, and you try to figure him out, and sometimes you make it, and then win the race.
Sometimes you don't.
No,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, don't.
And that's very frustrating.
So and going back to your thing, you like to change stuff. So I'm sure that there's been plenty of horses that you've noticed, hey, I did that before, it worked, we're gonna try it on this horse. And also too, hey, it didn't work, so we're gonna try to stay away from that, equipment change or training regimen or whatever, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, exactly. But also, every single horse is their own personality. So if it doesn't work on one, it can work perfect on another one. So I can.
Wait, so you're telling me you treat every horse different?
Yeah.
Like their own horse.
Yeah.
Not a factory.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's.
I will take that.
Yeah. No, but and when you have only 20, 30 horses, you can do it.
Yeah.
And we have time, and we have a lot of help. So then you can do it. But it's when you get up to 50, 60, then of course you can't do it.
It's tough, and again, you have to rely on your help. But I'm sure you've got great help.
Yeah,
And,
very good help.
but it is nice when you have that number and you aren't over crazy with, you know, racing here and, you know, training and this and that, and you can kind of dabble in a little bit of the areas to make sure that it's all getting done.
Yeah, no, exactly. So no, I'm very fortunate. We have very good help, and that makes it a lot easier too, of course.
How many yearlings are we gonna buy this year? 8?
No, I hope more than that.
Hope more than that?
Yeah, no.
So do you keep a lot of the older horses, or you kind of?
No. Right now we only have one over 3. That's Ab's Attitude Express. She's a 4-year-old, and we don't have too many 3-year-olds, but we have a 3, 4. Yeah, 4 horses.
So you like the 2-year-olds?
Yeah, I really like.
You enjoy that aspect of raising them and nurturing them and getting them to the point. And we didn't even talk about Ab's Attitude Express. She had a rotten trip out of the post 10, right? Last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, exactly.
In the Oaks.
Yeah.
In a 12-horse field, and just had 0 chance.
Yeah.
Like Joe Bongiorno drove her.
Yeah.
And just the worst possible trip you could probably. And it wasn't Joe's fault.
No.
It's just there's outside clogs. There's 3 wide horses. There's bad, you know, and Sorella just gets away from everybody. So she's proven that, unfortunately, in that race, it is what it is. But she's proven she's another one that has just been super solid and really grown as a mature adult trotter, and she's been solid.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Bad luck in the Oaks, or the maturity as well.
Yeah.
Too, right?
Yeah, no, not bad luck. You know, it's I probably left a little bit too hard with her, and she was not on her A game either.
Not on her A game.
So she.
But I mean, it was a bad night. It's just
tough race.
You know, it's again another race that's 1 1/8. It's different. It's just, you know, you're throwing stuff at them that it's, you know, I never fault a horse that has a bad mud or weather race, because it's just it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks for everybody.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
It doesn't make you worse. I mean,
No.
who likes getting thrown? Let me throw mud in your face and see
right,
how you do
and
at
see
your
how I
job.
do. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So anyway, you know, we've got looking forward to the Oaks, Hambletonian, and some 2-year-olds coming up. What about the 2-year-olds this year? Are you going to win the Jim Doherty limbs again this year? You gotta keep. You can't go down. You start winning these limbs, now you're gonna start winning finals.
Finals, exactly. No, it's I think we have some really nice 2-year-olds, but I think they maybe gonna be a little bit better later this year.
Okay.
Then I think Jim Doherty comes a little bit too early for us this year.
Well, remember, just keep that stat in mind that I told you, the Peter Houghton stat.
Yeah.
Like, just because it's really 2.5. I don't know if we can count What the Hill.
Yeah.
He won the Peter Houghton. He kind of won the Hambletonian, so 3.
Yeah.
But it's really tough for a 2-year-old early to sustain, even winning the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah.
Like 2 months later.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
10 weeks later, they can't even sustain, let alone the next year.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. And, you know, we see in the New Jersey final, you know, they're winning 52.
Yeah.
It's
so maybe you're on the right path of preparing them for maybe the Breeders' Crown.
Yeah, I hope so. And British Crown is at Meadowlands, so that's the main goal this year.
And yeah, so it'd be nice to, you know, you start with 1 and then all of a sudden you win 3 or 4, and now, you know,
sounds good.
that's the plan. So Lucas Wallin, best of luck, and
Thank you.
remember this beer's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Lucas Wallin, look for him in the Oaks and the Hambletonian, and just all around the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
And all around, he's everywhere.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, bud.
Thank you very much.